Okay, what we've an example of finalizing the project, really. So this is what you need. You need original drawing like this, which you are then going to develop into a cubist picture. So this picture, the bottles there, they're in slightly different positions. Bottle there, they've changed, but how this evolves into this is really how you're going to get the marks. So you need a final piece, but you also need a starting point, and this is how it develops. First of all, we reduce the picture down so it can go into your book. That's A5, and then we're going to go through different phases. So that would be phase 1, and there's going to be another worksheet on how to look at this project finished, and I'll tell you about that at the end. Then we're going to look at Cézanne, how to paint like Cézanne, Cubism, and this is where we left off from the last video, and that is you have a piece of work that you take of an artist. Now, preferably you copied that piece of work and it goes in your book, some writing about it, and then an example that you do which is based on that. So you produce your own piece of work based on looking at that artist's work. So that's there, and then we do it again. So again, this is a piece of work copied of Legère's Bargeman, then some writing about that, and then the final piece of work. Notice if you've done a really good copy that you could include the picture there to show how well you copied it. Reducing it down really small, you actually lose the detail, so it looks even better. So there, that's now there's a final sort of development, and that is again where you look at an artist's work and you develop it to a final picture. But this one I've left to last because you want to make the book look as though it evolves into a final piece. That's going to come back here. So there's the piece, and then that is going to end up with your final canvas. So that's a photograph of the canvas. So photograph the canvas and put a photo of the canvas in the book. Now, there's some pages. This is a copy of Juan Gris sketchbook. And what I've done is drawn out my bottle very similarly to the way Juan Gris is broken up a cup or a goblet into lots of different cubist ways before he did a picture. Then what I did, I've used colour on that, and then I've sort of tried to evolve it. So down at the last one, you know, if you read it like a book, you would finally be getting close to your final picture. So on the next page, it's a very good one to try out, and that is to get some bottles so they evolve into something which is going to look like your final piece. So on there it says, on this page and the previous 2 images, I have developed my bottles into a final cubist image. So those bottles look like they develop into the final picture, and then you have your final picture. Now, there is another video which is going to be on the phases, and I've called them phases so they don't sound like the homework tasks. And there's 9 phases there, and you could read them and see what the phases are you need to complete. So so it's all chunked down so you can work through the actual project.